Oh.
Hello. Hello.
Oh.
Podcast.
Noise.
Podcast. Hello, how are you?
Pardon. I'm good now. I'm good.
I immediately regret wearing shorts.
Why?
I just get very self-conscious about my thighs.
About your thighs?
And I've got that grossness. Look at that.
Yeah, that's
When I
nice.
fell running for the bus.
Yeah. It's a black.
Embarrassing. Looks like the black spot.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
But give that a tap. Scabs are great, aren't they?
Oh, that's lovely, yeah. That's nice. That do the heart good now.
Yeah.
Touching out rotten scab like that.
There was a teacher in my school who would eat scabs.
There was a traveller that lived up the road from us called Scabs. His name was Scabs.
I feel like
His head looked like a scab. I'm not even joking.
it looked like a scab.
Lad, he was one of the worst looking children that ever lived. God bless him. He was.
I wasn't expecting it to be a child.
He was a child, yeah. Just this little child named Scabs. We're like, away from me now, Scabs. He's like, come here to me, you. I was like, Scabs, you're an eyesore, old friend. I don't mean to be cruel to a child, but don't come too close to me. He looked like the Thing in the Fantastic Four. Do you know the?
Yeah.
Do you know the one that was just like? That's his head looked like.
Yeah.
But
The big fella.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to turn on that light.
The big
That's
fucking.
You're not well lit right now.
Oh, BJ's has turned that on there now.
There we go. That's gained us a couple of Patreon
Yeah.
subscribers.
Absolutely.
And the lights.
So tell me then, there was a fella. Who are you saying? There was a teacher that had
Yeah, Miss Scally.
Oh, Scally, Jesus.
She
It's a
was
rough name, like,
an
that's a-
evil woman.
It's a long pair of tits.
And she's got a different name now, so hopefully it won't be traced back to her. But
She got married to Scabs.
also she got married to a scab. Yes, you're a fella. No, she was an English teacher, and somebody found out that she'd written a short story in a collect. I must have told you this. She'd written a short story in a collection of lesbian erotica.
What? Go away. Really?
Yeah, so somebody found out that she like before becoming a teacher, or maybe while she was a teacher, she'd written this like raunchy lesbian short story,
Scallywag.
and it was but it was included in a collection of short stories
Yeah.
of lesbian erotica called Tales from the Clit.
Whoa. Hey now.
And somebody bought it on Amazon and photocopied her short story and threw it around the school.
Was it an erotic tale? Was it?
I can't remember.
Well, sure, if it's written for lesbians, it's not gonna gel with the rotten straight mind of a man.
Yeah, it's just lots of DIY.
Right. Do you know what women love? There's a lot of women just going to IKEA and picking out.
Lesbian erotica is just IKEA instruction manuals.
Oh fuck! Women in backwards hats trying to figure things out.
Just looking like Ash Ketchum.
Yeah.
Gash Ketchum.
Gosh, catch him!
Silly.
I know that's good.
Silly. That's what I'm going to call all lesbians with their hat on backwards.
Yeah, look at Gosh, catch him! Gotta catch them all.
But she used to like openly talk about she ate scabs, so when she would pick a scab off like that one, she would just. Which is like, why? I don't know how that
Your
came up.
teacher now, did she write? Was this within the short stories now, or was she just saying to everyone, "Hey,
the
listen"?
scabs didn't come up in the short story, as far as I can
she
remember.
was just more saying, "Hey, listen, if you're hungry, you need not be hungry. Eat one of your scabs. I've done it, and I liked it." Is that what she said?
Yeah, it was sort of like a recycling initiative.
Okay, yeah. Would you have been a snot eater? Would you have eaten your own snots, kind of thing?
No, I'm a nose picker.
Yeah,
I'm a
You're
proud
you're a
nose picker
pick
to
and
this
flick.
day. I'm a pick, roll under your chin, flick it away.
You're rolling it under your chin.
I don't know why that's where I roll it, but I think it's where a lot of people roll it.
Right, I think there's a dignity to that, a pick and a, as in because you're trying to hide it from the general public. Is it? Because you don't want to be rolling it out here. You don't want to be rolling a
Well,
ball
people
of
just
snot
think
as if
I'm
you're-
Italian then.
Right, yeah. Or that you're looking for a few pound.
That's all Italians are. They've just fucking picked their nose recently.
Yeah. Give me some money. So you'd roll it underneath your chin and then
I think that just happens to be where it would happen.
You'd flick
and
it at a
then
terminally
flick
ill
it
child.
away. I used to like just put it on the sofa. But
Yeah.
that's bad. But I think nose picking's good.
I'm a scumbag with chewing gum because I chew a lot of gum because I have so many thoughts. So I have to chew You know, chew.
You have to masticate on it.
That's right, and I have to put a kind of a
You're
physical.
a serial masticator.
I'm a serial masticator. I masticate in public. Playgrounds, I masticate, but no, it's good to have a physical kind of action to go with your thoughts over your thinking. You can kind of so you're chewing things out.
This feels like you've done a lot of work rationalizing why you're addicted to chewing gum.
Well, me and Alex Ferguson chew a lot of chewing gum because we have a lot on our mind, a lot of responsibility. We've got
the boys.
We've got the weight of the world on our shoulders. We've got a global franchise to protect.
Do you think you'll be as pink as Alex Ferguson when you grow up?
Do you know what, lad? I'd love to be as pink as Fergie. He had a beautiful Hamish hue, like to him by the end. Do you know what I mean? He looked
like a Christmas ham.
100%. He was 90% ham. You looked like you could cut a piece of him off, put him in a sandwich. It'd be lovely. Do you know what I mean? Bit of cheese, toasty, fucking cheese and Fergie toasty. Speaking of fucking red little hamheads, I was at this gig. I was at my roommate Lisa. She's a singer, and she had a gig in a place called The Crypt in London.
I've never heard you mention her before.
Huh?
I've never heard you mention her before.
I tried to keep people's identities safe from you because I don't want you going on stage and saying cruel things about them.
What would I say about Lisa? Is she a nasty character?
She's ginger.
Oh.
You know, I mean, that's certainly not a positive.
I remember there was a girl in my class in school called Hannah.
Yeah.
She was ginger. And it's a real curse being ginger. It's just, I don't know why it's singled out as such a bullyable thing.
Because you look stupid. You look red and stupid. It's ridiculous how you look compared to everyone else. No, but it just is. And you just tend to have fucking terrible skin as well then. Like just pale, blotty skin, and your head looks like fire. It's ridiculous. Of course you're gonna, you know. What is it?
But why have we decided that that's the one that gets made fun of?
Because the rest of us look fucking decent with our fucking brown hair, brown or black hair, and then they're coming out with just fucking firehead, just a head that looks like a baboon's arse, and it's like, of course, and they're the minority, so. It's just human nature. Ah, look at you, you fucking idiot.
I'm not saying I'm not part of this.
Yeah.
I got, so this girl Hannah was off for like maybe a month. She was
a ginger little
very,
lady.
very unwell. And I remember like when someone comes back from being off school for a month, you'd probably be like, oh, you all right? That's pretty mad.
Yeah.
But I remember everyone was just like, what do you have? Gingivitis?
Gotcha, burn. Flick a bit of snot on her face. There you go. Rolled straight from a chin.
I got in trouble making fun of a girl called Orla in primary school for ginger, but I wasn't actually making fun of her. I was just telling her science facts.
About gingers.
I said it's a recessive gene, so eventually there may not be any gingers left because of like the way the genetics work. And she went to the teacher and said that I was basically calling for a genocide on ginger people.
And you were claiming, as maybe Hitler did, that science was your ally.
Yeah, I was using phrenology.
I just love the idea of you going over, because I've just actually watched my first ever episode of Love on the Spectrum last night.
It's the greatest show of all time.
It's the most. I've never seen anything better in my whole life.
It's unbelievable. Have you met Michael?
Like before I'd seen this, I've only started on season 2.
Is it the American one first or Australian
the
one?
American one.
The American one. Oh.
It's so decent. It's one of the best shows ever. I can't believe they're filming it. Like, I just can't believe, because, like, obviously we're all just laughing.
No,
you're not laughing.
Our hearts are warmed.
Are you not laughing
by their tales of romance?
It's so funny.
They are funny,
lad.
But we're not laughing at them,
lad.
It's not a ha 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 show.
No, I'm
it's
not
like, you know.
Yeah, but I'm not laughing at them in a bullying sense. I love them.
This is the thing. There's love and kindness and warmth there.
But are they being funny on purpose? No. I'm laughing at the way they're acting. None of them are like Rodney Dangerfield. They're like, this guy, one of the guys there last night, this is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. He's doing a speed dating thing with these girls, and like this one girl comes out and like just sits down. So on your speed dating thing, after you finish your 5-minute chat, you say yes or no. This guy sits down, this black autistic girl sits opposite him. She says about 3 sentences, and he just goes, no. Like just right in front of her, and then he just goes no, and then he just starts looking up at her, and she's like, looks. It's like it's insane. And then like the organizer has to come over, and he's like, have you been like saying no to people during the dates? And he's like, yes. And it's just like, but you can't do. They'll see. You can't do that. And then he just goes, oh no.
He hadn't even clocked.
No.
That maybe they can see that he'd done that. Oh,
no, not at all.
God.
And and of course, like they're asking him, what do you like to do? And he's like, well, this may sound unusual, but I've got a large collection of swords. It's just...
Have you seen that? There's a guy who did it on one of those Don't Tell comedy specials. It's a very funny clip that went around about watching that show, and he talks about there's a scene in it where on one of those like dates. I don't think it was one of the speed dating ones. It was like they'd met up for a date, so it was supposed to be the whole evening. And the guy goes, oh, what kind of films do you like? And then she says, which is so funny, they always ask a question because they have those like lessons. Have you seen any of that where they have the lessons with the lady?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
Oh man, there's a lady who gives them like lessons on how to like talk to people.
Yeah.
And when I watched it with Jamali, she was like fucking write that down.
Yeah.
Stupid cunt. I was like, okay. I was actually watching it going, right. I actually like, as much as that seems like I'm taking the piss, I do watch that show with some element of like a growth mindset.
Right. Yeah. I did think of it looking, because I was like, part of me did think as I was watching, I was like, okay, like these people, like, yeah, these people should say, yeah, I'm autistic. They are so autistic.
It's too big of a thing.
They're so funny. They haven't a notion what's really going on.
Yeah.
It's great. But like, I'm like thinking of you. I'm like, you can't go on Love. It'd be
boring.
You're far too well adjusted for Love on the Spectrum.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think so, yeah.
Like I
don't know if I would make it in that show.
No, like you'd be good at like, because yours is subtle, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't have a collection of swords.
It's like I've got like impressionism, like abstract autism.
Right.
Kind of have to look quite closely to see.
Like an autism connoisseur would be a big fan of you. Yeah, it's just
whiffs of. You need like a bloodhound.
Yeah.
Whiffs of autism off this one.
You're just at an exhibit like where you're just subtitling and like just people stood and just stared like.
I can see it now. With the lights, I can see it now.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
But the guy was talking about one of them goes on this date and they like met up, supposed to spend the whole evening together, and he goes, do you like films? And they always ask the questions because they want to talk about something.
Yeah.
They're always like even that guy after he goes to the lessons, like the swords guy.
Yeah.
I swear he goes on a date and goes, what do you think about swords? Because he's learned that you have to ask questions, but they're still just into what they're into.
Yeah.
So they just ask the question about the thing that they want to talk about. So it's a question, but it's just trying to get it back to them. So the guy goes, well, what movies do you like? And she goes, oh, I like this one and this one. And he goes, do you like Batman? And she goes, no. And he goes, it was very nice to meet you. just fucks off.
But that's probably my funniest takeaway so far is the narrowness of what they will accept in a partner. And it just means basically they have to be obsessed with what
you gotta pair them, and they gotta have the same special interest,
or we are gonna have spend no time together.
Yeah.
If you don't like Batman, then I can't.
And he just called it. He was like, "See you later."
You'll see my schedule here, Monday to Sunday. It's just like 8 hours every day.
Just the little symbols,
Batman.
just Batman, Batman.
Bats the whole way. But so,
Monday to Saturday, it's Sunday, Batman.
So there's this girl then that like this girl who's like obsessed.
I'm so excited you started watching
animation.
the show, by the way. It's fucking great.
It's so sick. It's like I was literally screeching with delight watching the show. I couldn't believe how great. Just watching, like, there's one of the couples when they kiss, they just go, they kiss and then they just go.
Yeah,
like they do this little head turn every time, and then they just, as soon as they stop kissing, they just walk in different directions. Like it's the best thing I've ever seen. They just literally just wander off in different. So this girl,
but you know what? I think part of that is like, every other TV show is fake because they've all got like lapel mics on. They've all got like mics on them, whatever. And I think on some level they're like, why am I walking away? I have to give this back to the guy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas people just, then they go, right, and then you'll walk away. Normally on dating shows, and then you walk away, and then they just walk away. Whereas autistic people are like, well, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, just walk. So they kind of walk and are always looking back going, still got this.
Yeah. It's amazing. So this girl that's like obsessed with animation, like she loves, so she's constantly like quoting the Powerpuff Girls and stuff, but like the people who would never know, she's like, and as the Powerpuff Girls would say, and it says, and everyone's like,
sugar and spice and everything.
Yeah.
Mojo Jojo.
One of the greatest villains in the history
Big brain
of animation.
Poor representation of Sikh people is
Mojo
Jojo.
It was quite an Islamophobic.
It was Sikhophobic.
Yeah, Sikhophobic. What is Sikh?
Turbans.
But is that what does a Sikh believe?
Cutting your hair's bad.
Right.
Cutting your beard's bad.
Right.
You know turbans have like hair.
So they're filthy, dirty hippies, is what you're saying. They were at Woodstock, man.
They have those silver bracelets. It was like a warrior people, and then
right.
But yeah, turbans, and they're big into like 5-star ratings.
Yeah.
On Uber mostly.
Surely you could make some sort of a word association joke about like hide and seek. There should be something there that you can make funny.
Like there's like Professor Quirrell in Harry Potter to add another level of autism to it, where he has Voldemort hidden behind his turban. I'll give hide and seek.
Hide and seek. There you go. I knew you'd be able to do it. You are like a little savant with like word association.
Yeah, I'll tell you. We'll come back to that.
But so anyway, year one anyway. So she's going out. She's making like heights and spice and everything nice, and she's quoting the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
So then she's like, so what do you want in a man? And she was like, well, I would prefer if he owned his own animation company.
It's so funny. It's so lofty.
Yeah, it's
so lofty.
It's unbelievable. So then she's on this date with this guy, this.
Oh, I think I remember this
really funnily autistic guy, because like he's in his mind he's very suave, but he couldn't be more of a nerd.
Yeah.
Like, so he has this like facial hair and he looks like this.
They like lean on stuff or like do things with their, but everything's just at the wrong angle.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean? Everything's just slightly off.
Yeah. And so he comes back at one stage, he goes to the bathroom, and makes constant things like this, and he just says to her, he said, so did you miss me? And then she's kind of like, she's like, yes. She's like, yes, I missed you. And he's like, well, you'd probably want better aim then. And then he just sees it, and she's just looking at him like, and then he's just like, a little joke for you.
Can we start doing that if jokes don't work on stage? Can we start saying that? Can we start doing something and a bomb's just going, a little joke for you.
It was amazing. But so then anyway, so he is a nerd. He's into all this, like, he's like, I play Pokemon on the weekends with my friend Jeffrey because I am a massive nerd. And then she's kind of liking that, and then he's like, what do you do for a living? And then he's like, he's working in some kind of like printing shop or something, like, and she's just like, and she just literally just goes, and and does that have anything to do with animation? And then he was like, no. And then you just see her literally kind of starts looking at the producers as she wants to go.
I love when they look, they're just like, again, like everybody has to pretend the producers aren't there when they're filming those type of shows, but autistic people are just like, what's that?
This is not. This is now a waste of time. He doesn't even. Why would you even bring me to a date with this person? But then at the end of the date, the guy goes, which is one of my favorite things I've ever heard anyone say. He said they were leaving, and he just goes, "Date adjourned." and then he was like, "I will see you again soon." And she's like, maybe we will. She didn't want to ever, but in his mind, this couldn't have went better.
Yeah. Also, I like, there's no pretense of like, maybe we can be friends, because they're all just like, we don't want
no
friends.
No way.
We're not into that.
Fuck that Sky High.
Yeah,
Oh, God, it
absolutely
was good.
fucking crazy. I'm so glad you're watching that show. I haven't watched it in forever. And the Australian one, I think, is better.
Really?
Yeah, I think like Australian people just like give less of a fuck, so they kind of just. Yeah, there's just mad stuff in the Australian one. Have you met the girl with the big eyes who loves animals?
Yeah.
She loves going to the zoo.
That's right. And to get her...
She's massive on Instagram now.
Her fella's going to bring her to... that's just in the last episode. He comes in, he's bringing her to Africa to see the animals. Like, he comes in. But for some reason, I don't know why, to tell her that he's taking her on a holiday to Africa, he brings this massive, like... huge long like sheet, like he's like an ancient person like delivering a message to a king.
Yeah, the scroll.
This scroll, but this massive page long, and then he just reads out, "I want to bring you on." It's the most bizarre. And then she's just like she's just clapping, and the mother, like, obviously
her mum's very sweet.
Oh, her mother's so sweet.
Yeah,
her mother is like
so
always crying because like how sweet it is that she's found this.
Yeah, she's just
fella.
delighted. And that's the thing, when you see the parents, you just like, I'm just like, oh, they've had it so hard.
Yeah, well, they just feel for they just want their kids to be able to experience love. Like this guy with the swords is, he just has these lines of poetry where he's just like, he'll be like, love is a cruel mistress that perhaps I will never meet. Like just these kind of things. They're like, and then loneliness is an affliction that I seem to be.
It's just like, oh God,
you're
buddy,
like,
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, man,
but also stop acting like that. Like, that would help with a lot of these
and
things.
then you don't just go to speed dating and just like 2 minutes
yeah, they're always like, I'm desperate to find love and I'm really keen to meet someone that I get on with and maybe we can go on dates and things. Then they show up to the date and they're like, not them, no.
Yeah,
you've gotten it wrong and I don't like this.
What I love about this, like, because one of the girls he just X's off, he was like, do you like nature? And she's like, no, I'm more of a city girl. And then he just literally
they've got such strict, like a red flag to an autistic person could be, you wouldn't have a fucking clue.
You wouldn't have a clue.
You're just like, I prefer orange juice to apple juice.
Yeah.
That is such a shame. We were getting on so well.
He writes in brackets, does not like he's writing in front of her, does not like nature. And you can see her just being looking over.
Like, I don't hate it.
And then he stops and looks up as if she can't have seen any of it. Like that he was in some like parallel universe doing it. It's fucking insane. But what I was going to say to you about when we were talking about pink-headed men, I was at my roommate Lisa's gig.
Oh, that's so funny how we got on such a tangent. Yes, your roommate Lisa's
So we were at roommate Lisa's gig. So Lisa Canny, unbelievable singer, songwriter, ginger lady who strums the harp like no other. But she's amazing. So we're at the gig. It's in this place called The Crypt, a kind of little wanky London place. And I'm there with Ramesh. And we're there, and anyway, they have some support acts, people are boozing away. It's a Wednesday night. But anyway, Lisa's on in second half, so she's doing her like extended set, and there's like agents there and people in the industry and stuff. And sure, people are just so ignorant. Like, people just won't shut up. Like, in a way that's like, you're like, what in the world? Because you can see everyone there.
Yeah.
So she's starting to sing, and people are just and you're like, you've bought tickets to this show.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And also, it's like the way the place is fucking set up. It is like a little crypt. It's like a cave. So the sound travels.
Yeah. So any chat just fucking...
So it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
So Lisa has to tell everyone, all right, she's like, hey, lad, can you shut up? Everyone shut up, blah, blah, blah. No. They just... No, I don't want to do that. No, but I've already done my coke now, and so my ears don't work, but my mouth is the only part of me that works now. So I've got to tell him about the birdhouse I'm building at the back of my. So anyway, so they're all yapping away. So she then does it again, and she tries to do it now in a kind of a funner way. She's like singing, "Shut up!" She's like singing, "Shut up." And now there's a group of us now that are like kind of
disgruntled.
The disgruntled brigade who are throwing over like dirty looks.
Yeah.
And there's a particular English man ahead of me who looks like, like an appreciator of art, who just gives withering looks over.
Yeah.
Looking around like this, but he doesn't say anything. So anyway, then I decide to take it upon myself. So I just say, hey, I goes, will you shut up, will you? Hey, fucking shut up.
Yeah.
And then suddenly there's a little bit of because they're like, oh, there's an Irish traveller here and he's going to knock the head off of all of us. He's going to make mincemeat of us.
Shut the fuck.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to redden his knuckles on her chin. So I said, shut the fuck. So then there becomes like this silence. And then I just hear a little fucking kind of fella at the back who just goes, why don't you shut the fuck up? Like just a little voice, a dissenting voice from me. Why don't you shut the fuck up? Right? And anyway, I look back and there's
I would get so angry at that.
What there's men back there. I can only describe that. Just they're ham-headed men. They're gammon. They're just like a fucking red fucking head, big fucking belly. They're wearing an owl shirt. They're Irish fellas that would have came over to London when they were 20, made a load of money in construction.
Yeah.
And have more money than sense. They're now doing coke. All our lads doing coke.
Bad stuff.
Have you ever seen an old lad doing coke and you look at him and you're like, you shouldn't be even eating butter, you cunt? Do you know what I mean? Like, and you're doing coke. What?
Yeah, you should be like going on walks rather than runs.
Right.
You should be fucking, no butter. You should be just eating prunes. What are you doing?
You're thicker and you're fat.
Yeah.
You're a fat old cunt.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be clawing onto life as it is. You're
yeah,
doing fucking coke.
Yeah, you're just about making it through the day. You don't need fucking coke.
Yeah, so anyway, the boys they're like, why don't you show up? Anyway, so the gig goes on and the disgruntled onlooked people they stop for a while, then they're starting talking again. Lisa has to say, she's like, lads, you can leave if you want.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be here. Like, sure, just fucking, especially like a gig like hers, like the music is like
intimate,
fucking very
quiet.
and soulful and like, it depends on the fucking creating an energy of attention and
you need that pin drop type thing.
100%. And these absolute,
which to like a tiny degree is the performer, but the audience have to buy into such a level, and it's just like people are just being cunts. It's just like, and it's impossible even if you are desperate to like listen and be involved in it. If somebody's just fucking chatting about nonsense,
lad,
it's just impossible.
It's so distracting. And then I saw there was a girl who had been singing before in the first half, and she was yapping away over there, and I was like, "You fucking Judas!"
I hate that. I'm so glad you said this.
You rotten hoe.
I'm so glad you said this.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say you filthy Jew.
No. Although Judas was Jewish.
Coincidentally.
As Jesus was, so it's apples and oranges. But so anyway, so people are chatting again, and this fella in front of me now is the biggest moral shaper of all time. He just keeps looking over like, and when I shouted stop, he kind of went to well done. And I was like,
good man.
And now he keeps looking, and I'm like, hey, it's your turn now to step up. Why don't you throw an owl shut up grenade?
Yeah, but he's a withering look guy. He's not getting involved.
That's exactly right. There's two types of people. There's withering look lads, and there's lads who'll put their money where their mouth is.
He's Al Capone. He's got other people doing his dirty work for him.
That's exactly right. He was Al Capone. He was Chicago bootleg hero gangster Al Capone. But so anyway, so the thing goes on. They keep making noise, and now it gets to the last song. And he's like, here's the last one. Can we just She's talking to her. So I see the big fat redheaded gammon lad and his mate are back here, and it's one, and they're just talking so loud. They have been just a picture of ignorance for this whole gig. Just fucking, there's a glow.
Which I don't get. Like, why are you there?
That's it. Why are you here?
And if she's already said, look, you can just leave, like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
but
tell me this about the venue. Is the Crypt one of those venues where the bar's in the room and there's no like other space? There's no like door they can go behind and still be drinking?
Yeah.
So it's all in one.
Yes, it is.
That's tough, but
it is
fuck
tough,
off as
and they're
well.
not closing the bar as the thing goes on. But anyway, so these lads are back. They're fucking, their heads are gone fucking tomato red with just fucking being racist, I'm assuming, to each other. You know what I mean? They're just like, fucking immigrants, the boats are coming in, the Albanians. So anyway, So it's the last song. So I goes back. I just, because I was this has ruined the whole show for me because just frowning at people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You spent the whole time you're working there.
Yeah, I'm working being like professionally indignant.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Professionally
indignant and respectful.
Yes, absolutely. So anyway, I goes over to
You
this.
can't impose respect on others.
It's hard. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to fucking. I'd have to go back in time and catch him when he was 3 years old and fucking raise him again. Do you know what I mean? With these cunts. Like, that's what you have to do. This lad was just dragged up. There's nothing you can do about it. So I go back and I just say to him, I go, here lads, there's one more song. Do you know what I mean? Can we keep going? Anyway, this lad, what the fuck do you say to me? And then I was kind of like, oh. I was like, the autistic guy in Love on the Spectrum when he finds out he shouldn't be Xing people off in front of them. I just goes, oh. And then I goes, lads.
But it's like, it's not even like you went, would you ever fuck off?
No.
You went, lads, there's one more song.
Yeah.
Would you mind? Just
That's
whatever.
right.
And he's like, and then he goes, what the fuck do you say to me? That's crazy.
It's insane.
That's such a crazy, but that's someone who like is on enough coke to want to fight.
100%.
Yeah.
He's there, big barrel belly on me. Oh, what the fuck do you say to me, boy? And then I was like, look, I said, there's one last song. I was like, other people have bought tickets to the show. You're being so loud. And then his little mate behind him, who's another little fucking tomato-headed fucker, just kind of comes in and goes, you some cheeky little cunt.
The cherry tomato of the group.
Yeah, absolutely. He pops his head in like the second member of Wham. You
some cheek boy.
The second member of the Ignorance Police. Just, you some fucking cheeky little cunt.
Yeah.
You some cheeky little cunt. And then I was just like, right, whatever, right. And I was just like, look, the fucking anyway. So I goes back because Ramesh is there as well, you know.
Yeah.
And so next thing anyway, so Lisa's singing her last song. And then the two boys, in like some kind of an act of defiance, start doing like some kind of like, they start just kind of hopping around the dance floor in this weird, aggressive like way where they're
proving a point.
They're like shouting and going whoop, and they're like doing some little belly dance where they're going whoop, and making this kind of, and then looking over at me like in this weird. Like
tribal
threatening
war dance.
I'm going to fight you dance.
They're doing
Come here, I'll fight you on the beach dance.
Some kind of idiot haka.
Yeah, 100%.
They're
Just
doing a spaka.
Is that a spastic haka? Oh fuck. Oh my god.
Just, come on the fuck. Wah, wah.
Oh fucking hell.
Oh fuck those cunts,
so
man.
they were doing this little weird, little aggressive tribal hey, and looking over at me with this weird like you know. So anyway, I was just kind of trying to, and I was like standing there, I was like, right, well, I'm not fucking gonna move or anything, I'm gonna just but then he comes in and he fucking barrels it, like pretending he's just dancing, and just busts into bumps into us like this, like, and I was like, what the fuck? And I looked again, and then he bumps again, but this time he bumps into Ramesh. So then I was like, oh, here.
It's over for these hoes.
But like but I can't fucking.
You can't kick off.
No, because I'm going to
ruin.
ruin.
You're going to disrupt it even more.
I'm going to ruin the gig and just look like a complete nutter Neanderthal. Like, so I just have to. So at that stage, after he did that, I just kind of stood up and kind of, like with me chest out, like, I don't know. Go and do that again. Like, you just have to. It's such weird.
You got to speak to them how they can receive information.
Mir now, boy. Mir now, and I read in the chin on you.
Yeah.
Like, so I had to kind of then, like, fucking, like, kind of stand up, like, hey, I'll fight, kind of thing. Which is so strange that it's just gig in London, just Irish people just in these weird tribal pagan dances of, like.
We're a fucking disgrace.
We're such a disgrace. And then anyway. So then anyway, the song ends and I'm kind of hold over here, and then he kind of walks up to me and goes, be quiet, the lady's trying to sing, is she? The lady's trying to, be quiet. Then his little friend comes in beside him, be quiet, you're a cunt,
really?
A cunt. I swear to God. It was insane.
This is nuts.
It was insane. Oh, be quiet, you're
it's like
you
fucking
be quiet.
Middle-aged fucking,
yeah.
like just like toddler behaviour.
It was, I've never seen them, and the two of them, one lad with the head here and the other lad with his head beside that lad's head, just, you little cunt, trying to tell us.
Like a two-headed demon.
Yeah. And then he goes, you should have little respect, you little cunt. And I was like, Jeez, that's the pot calling the kettle black there now. Fucking Podge and Rog on fucking coke here. Gone balubas. But then it was funny because I just went up to Lisa after night and we left. But I half thought these boys would be waiting for me outside. With
that is a concern.
With the fucking sleeves rolled down. Fight! Which I was very thankful that they fucking weren't.
But some part of you wanted to fight them.
I mean, it would have been like, especially like me against it. And they were, they were short little fellas.
Well, I thought that when the guy like barreled backwards into you, I was like, on a stone floor, if you just stick a leg out and keep him going.
I mean, the problem is that he wanted a reaction. And then part of me,
you can't rise to it.
And part of me can't help but think, is he like involved with the Kinahans or something? Am I going to...
this is just the concern of like you never know who anyone is.
That's the problem.
If you start a fight with the wrong person and they are not averse to smashing a bottle on your head or fucking stabbing you, like in London it's always just like, well, he might have a knife, so I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
I would rather be embarrassed than dead.
Yeah.
So like it's just like
100%.
It's never worth it.
Well, so that was it. I was like, I certainly don't want fucking a Mike soup being made on the floor here by this cunt. And there was something about him, the nice shirt. Like, he was like, he was all fur coat and no knickers in a way. As in, like, he was like just a fucking thug dressed up. Nice, because he was, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but like, they're the most dangerous because, like, you're clearly a fucking kind of aggressive, dangerous little cunt who somehow got money. I'm assuming maybe through means that were not legal.
Not wholesome. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So, God knows, Andrew seemed very confident. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And aggressive. And you're kind of almost daring me to do something.
The coke is a concern as well, because that just sends people into this, like, dangerous
Scarface zone, where they're just like...
Yeah, they're just, all bets are off. Anything can happen. Because if someone's, like, boozed up enough, like, they're pretty reliably bad at fighting.
Yeah.
If they're shitbags.
Coke sharpens the mind, sharpens the knuckles.
Yeah. Yeah, and they won't feel the pain of punching someone really hard in the face.
Oh, no
They'll
way.
They'll just be like, another one.
Jesus.
Yeah, fuck that, man. I hate it when you go out for a night and you just want to feel like relaxed and good.
Aye.
And some fucking cunt. Just like, even I was doing support for Adam this past week, Adam Rowe in Ireland, and just see those people who just like break out into their own conversations at a gig. I'm just like, what? Like, they're just too drunk, and it's always the people who are way too dressed up for a comedy show.
Yeah.
See people who get like women who show up in like dresses to a comedy gig. I'm like,
boobies.
What are you
No, sorry, my mind went there.
But I'm just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get that it's your night out, and that's really cool. I'm glad that it's cool that we get to be people's like night out or whatever. But I'm also like, it's not a night out. It's not. I think it's really hard to like fix this thing of like people think comedy is like a big night out and they should get like chinned before the gig and just be absolutely steaming. And because you just won't, you'll stop listening.
Yeah.
At a certain point, you'll stop listening, and it's hard to concentrate for an hour.
Oh, lad, tough.
It is, and it's just like, and these people just start going, and they're just laughing, and it's like
in the wrong places.
He's in the middle of a setup, and he's like, and every so often he'll be like, oh, what was that? And they'll just be like, because they didn't even know that it was them that interrupted it, because they're not aware of anything that's happening. So he goes, what was that? And then they don't say anything. He goes, all right. Which is the hardest thing ever as a comedian. Like, a heckle is, you can deal with a heckle.
That's right.
Because it's directed towards you and you can take it and do what you want with it. But just this fucking, yeah, whoa,
McGregor doesn't do it.
In the middle of like a sad story. And it's just real nightmare stuff. And then like some guys at the gig as well started like, because while we were on tour, by the way, bad week to be on tour with Adam Rowe. Fucking the day Klopp announces he's leaving, and he was just there. He was just in the hotel lobby, like, I just don't know what to do. Like, it was like he was actually grieving.
No, isn't it mad? I got 2014 was the year I disengaged from football in that regard. Like
Yeah,
I
you
still
hit the
watch
ejector
it
seat.
and stuff, but I just like I disengaged that part of my brain that would allow me to become disabled by news
Yeah.
of a football, like
Yeah.
disabled by a result.
I don't think I've ever had that, and sometimes I get annoyed at like that I don't come from like a football family where people are into it or whatever way.
Yeah.
Like, because I have mates who like they support this team because their dad supported it and their brother supported it and their uncle and it's like their whole family. They're into it. They have season tickets. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, that's so cool on a lot of levels. But also when their manager announces that he's leaving, when a man says he's quitting his job,
Yeah.
and they show up for the full next day, just being like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with myself. It's just.
It's a strange. It's a strange emotional connection to something. I get why it is.
Oh, for
why
sure.
people have it. It's a lot of fun.
I mean, this is me talking like you should have seen me after Ireland got knocked out of the Rugby World Cup.
Oh man, I was buzzing.
Enough
I
of
was
this.
so
Enough of this.
happy.
Enough of this.
Oh.
Six Nations are about to start. You got to get back on board with the Ireland team. You love it. Do you know what you should watch?
What?
Do you know what you should watch?
What?
Full Contact. Netflix documentary.
Is that
The Formula One cunts are doing a rugby one.
Is that about the Irish team?
It's about the Six Nations more broadly.
Nah, fuck that. I don't want to do anything that would give me the chance of liking these guys. I think they're bums.
But if you turn your enemy into your friend, have you not defeated him?
Ah, fuck off. No. Who said that?
Lincoln, I think.
Bertie Ahern again. Who was it?
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln said that.
Of the North.
If you turn them into your friends, you've defeated your enemy.
Yeah, because you don't have an enemy anymore.
Right, but by that logic, like, the Jewish people should be bringing the Hitlers over for dinner. That's what are you talking about? Do you know what I mean?
But then there's an argument for, have you seen the fella called Daryl Davis?
No.
The black fella, he's a musician in America, and he went and like befriended loads of KKK members and convinced them to hang up their robes. And he has a collection of over 200 KKK robes from people who've left the clan because he was just really sound to them, and they were like, these guys aren't bad.
And so what was it? Did he go down and he was like doing like what did he like? That's a talent. That seems like it's like he's the Michael Jordan of soundness.
I think he
Do you know what I mean?
I think he
Like
is.
just the Michael Jordan being a just
These
class
guy.
hang.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
an unbelievable hang.
Kill him with soundness. Yeah, he really just is. And he was just, it was because he was playing a gig once and some guy invited him over to the table and was like, you play music like these people. And he was like, oh, well, they play it like these black guys. Like that you haven't heard of or don't like. And he's like, no. And he's like, oh, well, yeah, no. And then people were telling him like, don't hang out with that guy, do whatever. And I'm like, but there is a niceness to him. He's not a... He hasn't been unkind to me. I know he has extreme prejudices towards me. And this guy was like high up in the KKK.
Who the guy who's like this?
Yeah. And he was like, I know he obviously has extreme prejudice towards me, but he is a nice person. I can see that in him, that
He's a
he is
lovely
a
guy.
redeemable character.
Uh-huh.
And he just chatted to him and got on with him, went round to his house for dinner, which would never have happened, but it's just like showing people a better way.
Yeah. No, I've no interest in that now. I hate the Irish rugby team.
You don't?
Tom Spurlong threw the lighter on the ground. I'm not going to forget that.
We have to patch this up. The day that we patch
Bobby
that
Renshaw.
up will be the end.
I was
of this.
humiliated in a restaurant in Chicago by Renshaw. That whole team has wronged me.
That's two fellas.
Johnny Sexton, Johnny fucking Sexless was in my year in school. Never once did he offer to throw the rugby ball about with me.
Because you don't play rugby. Even
Well,
though
I
you would
could
be
have
good
if
at
he
it.
had treated me like your man treated the KKK lads, but no.
But it's your job.
What's my job?
You're the oppressed. You have to reach out.
You do not have to fucking reach out. You fucking... You hate them for the rest of your life. You hold on to it till it grows into some sort of a
Tumour of
disease, a
sorts.
tumour of sort in your stomach, and you die with pride. Hate in your heart. Nettles in your head.
No, it's really
Oh,
nice.
fuck that shit,
it's
lads.
nice. The day we patch your relationship up with, we're going to have an Irish rugby player on here one day.
Lad, they'd come to blows. I'd be whoa. How you know, you cheeky little cunt.
You've such
I'd be turning into
extreme-
the ham-headed lads.
You've
You
such
cheeky little cunt.
extreme prejudice towards these mostly nice fellas.
I don't think they are nice fellas. I think they're rotten posers who've been corrupted by the fanfare that's been around them since they were at a young age.
But you don't think this about footballers.
Huh?
But you don't think this about footballers.
Well, I don't think footballers are fucking great. Like, I just reading, it's funny, I was just down the shop down there, fucking, what's his fucking, Kyle Walker.
Yeah.
So there's a big like.
What's he at?
Well, this. I'll tell you now, because the first 6 pages of the Sun are dedicated, of course, the fine journalists of the Sun. Is it Israel Gaza? No. Yeah. Roger Ukraine? No. Kyle Walker's affair. First 6 pages. So Kyle Walker.
He's shagging about. A footballer shagging around.
Well, I've heard it all now, by God. That'll titillate the ears of the listeners. No. So what he did was, so he has a wife and 3 children, right?
Gay.
And very gay. And of course, the wife is his soulmate. He loves her. The 3 kids, they're the apples of his eye.
Sweetheart, yeah.
Yeah. And then, what else is he doing, you'll ask, is old Kyle Walker? He had another secret family.
Oh, a whole secret family? That's impressive nowadays.
Because that's like, you can say you want about fucking Rooney shagging refugees in bins, but at least he wasn't, starting families with them.
I didn't quite clock that.
What?
Was that an accusation level at Rooney? I've heard the granny one, but refugees in bins is a bit wild.
Wazza would be fucking, he'd be shagging, people from Loving the Spectrum on the top of roofs, and he was anything. Do you know what I mean? He was just, there was no calculation to it. It was just pure instinct.
I love Wayne Rooney's great.
I love Wazza.
Do you remember Street Striker?
Yeah.
Where he would get people to try and kick footballs into skips, and then there was an idea that they might end up with a professional contract at the end of it.
That's right.
What a show.
Great show.
It doesn't get any better than that.
Sure, Wazza doesn't have a clue. They're like, how'd you get as good as you did? He just had a memory.
Kicked it into his skip balls.
Football into the skip, and they're like, brilliant, mate.
That's a show. We'll put it on Sky One.
That's a show. Sky One. Wayne Rooney. Where did you start playing football? The street. Wayne Rooney, street striker. Okay. But so Wazza was fun with the affairs. Owl ones, he'd be, shagging, animals, anything really that it kind of be going around.
But Kyle Walker is just shagging humans.
So this lady, an influencer named Lauren Goodwin,
a footballer having an affair with an influencer.
Yeah, a home wrecking ho. Uh-oh, we're going to get in trouble for that. Uh-oh. Teletubbies. So anyway, so he's had these 2 kids with your one, and now it's been found out. So he's gone on, like, done a big interview and been like, listen, it was just all part of Pep's system. You know what I mean? It's like,
he said it's got to be a triangle. It's tic-a-tac fucking mate.
Yeah, it's all about keeping possession of, different women's children.
I'm just working on the academy system, for fuck's sake.
That's
what
right.
on for me.
But so anyway, he comes out anyway in an interview, and he's just like, he's just been caught.
Yeah.
Because because he's just like, yeah, I've made a big mistake, and my wife is my soulmate, and I've disrespected her, and and
he's from Yorkshire.
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry, that was just miles off. I'm sorry, I couldn't let that stand. No, he's from Yorkshire.
No, but I'm doing Barry Keoghan playing Kyle Walker. I'm doing Barry Keoghan playing Kyle Walker.
Kyle Daywalker?
Yeah, Kyle Daywalker. So Yorkshire. My wife.
My wife.
I love my wife. I'm from Yorkshire. I love my wife. Is that Liverpool? I'm from Yorkshire. Okay, I am from Yorkshire. I am from Yorkshire. I am from Yorkshire. I come from there long time ago. Okay, so so anyway, he comes out. I guess I can't do a character from now. Do Yorkshire. Do Yorkshire for me.
I'm from Leeds, mate.
Leeds, mate.
My name's Kyle Walker.
Kyle Walker.
Which isn't great. I'm probably verging into Manchester there, but it's all right.
I'm going to go with that. So he comes out, he's like, listen, I made a big mistake. I've let my wife down. I've let my kids down. And, and he's acting like it's a slip of the hips. Like where you
had 2 kids with another woman.
Kids with another woman. Yeah, I actually did a bit of coke, you see, and I had another family.
Listen, I've fucked up, right? We all make mistakes. We all step a toe over the line.
Yeah.
I've had 2 kids with another woman.
That's right. You shouldn't have coffee after 3 o'clock. I had a second family.
It's a gluten thing.
Yeah.
I had a
was
slice of toast and 2 kids with another woman.
I was supposed to be off carbs. I ended up having another family. And
It's the keto flu. Have you heard of the keto flu? It's where you don't eat carbs and then you have 2 kids with another woman. I was intermittent fasting and intermittently having kids with another woman. Is that all right? Does that explain
my
it?
doctor said I'm not supposed to have dairy. But, so anyway.
I'm lactose intolerant. What happens? I burp and have kids with another
I
woman.
can't pull out when I'm shagging influencers if I've had cheese. It's very sad. It's very serious, actually. I should start a charity
Doesn't get
for
spoken
it.
enough. The Walker Foundation.
So anyway, so he comes out, which is hilarious, like especially when it's something so everyday calculated as to like you're having an affair with the one lady, you've had a second child. Like it's just so it's just such shite hawkery, and then to be like, look, you know. I've made a mistake, and it's unbelievable. But so then anyway, of course, this other lady then, the influencer one, who's just a complete homewrecker, right?
Yeah. And she's in the interview. She gets spoken to,
Well,
or
no,
what's this
now she's come out as if she's also the
victim.
She's also the victim here.
Jesus Christ!
And she's just starting throwing around, like kind of pop psychology words, just like, yeah, he's a narcissist, and he's a sociopath, and
Venezuelan,
a liar.
That's not one of them.
He's a gay. He's fat and gay, and he's a narcissist. And everyone's a narcissist now.
You're
that.
a home wrecking hoe.
You're
Shut
a home wrecking hoe. Chris Brown wrote a song about your ass. You're a disgrace.
Yeah,
and she's coming out as if like me and his wife have both been wrong.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Bloody man, am I right?
Yeah.
It's like, you did this.
Can I just say something though? Am I allowed to have a... Why on earth you're shagging this Lauren Goodwin, influencer. Yeah. I looked her up. To her credit, massive big boobies, big tit syndrome.
Is she hot as all fuck?
She's pretty hot. No, but
I also bet Kyle Walker's wife is hot as all fuck.
She's gorgeous, and she's getting them 3 beautiful baby boys. Come on. There's nothing more beautiful than that. That's its own pair of tits. So you're one...
I've always said kids are the tits of the mind.
That's right.
Or the tits of the heart, yeah.
Tits of the heart.
Children are the tits of the heart.
Children. How many heart tits do you have? What? Oh, sorry, children. So anyway...
It's an alternative phrase from where I'm from.
She comes out and starts trying to just immediately throwing him under the bus.
Yeah.
He's a liar and a narcissist, and he's got Asperger's, and he's got ALS.
He's got ADHD.
He's Stephen Hawking.
IBS.
He's invented new theories about astrophysics. Just inventing.
Just picking words out of the sky.
Why is it with everyone? But what I was going to say was, how are you, if you're Kyle Walker, how are you not pulling out, lad? How are you not wearing a Johnny or pulling out is just...
He's got to take a leaf out of Drake's book. He's got to get the hot sauce in the
hot sauce, brother.
condom.
Cholula, brother.
But he's from Yorkshire. They don't like spice.
Just throw a bit of fucking gravy in there, brother.
Bovril. Condom full of Bovril.
Fucking hell.
It's Yorkshire tea.
But you would be thinking...
Yeah, it's just like...
how are you leaving the load in that, lad?
I think there is this thing that you have to kind of accept about the world, that when people get to a certain level of fame and money,
yeah,
and they're on the road and they're whatever, I think there is an understanding with a lot of these couples, whereby I think a lot of them have an agreement,
yeah,
where it's look, don't make me look like a dick,
yeah,
but I understand what's happening here. It's not.
Yes.
It's not crazy. I think that's the thing with fucking rapes aside, Conor McGregor. I think his thing with D or whatever was she knew he was going to be shagging about. That was never going to be off the table.
Yeah.
But it's but it's basically I get your money and the kids, and I get the family life of this whole thing. And the story is that they've been together forever. And look, you peel back I was going to say you look behind the curtain. It is cling film. With Conor McGregor, you look behind the fucking cling film curtain and it's all right, he's riding about and he's a pretty awful guy, but it's don't make me look like a dick. I think that's the thing with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith as well. It's They both cheat on each other, and it's like, yeah, we're rich and famous. That's what they do, and it's not how I would conduct myself. But it's like,
yeah, but don't be shagging our son's mate, Jada.
yeah, that would be probably part of my arrangement if I were to have one of those arrangements.
Don't shag a rapper who can rap about it. That is a nightmare for me.
Rule number one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that thing of just like, don't make a dick, I think that is much more common. People are like, I can't believe he was cheating on her. I'm like, I can believe that bit.
Yeah.
But having 2 kids,
well, it's like
outside of it or whatever, it just seems mad.
The footballers have that thing of like,
they're dumb cunts.
They're the dumbest cunts that have ever lived. We all know that. Fair play to them. A lot of them now, once they're finished season 3 of Love on the Spectrum, they'll be brought straight in.
Yeah.
You know, so they can be lured into situations by influencers pretty easy. Like an influencer with a footballer is like a pedo in a van.
It just depends what kind of an influencer with a football is like a pedo in a van.
Like as in like they
just need sweets.
They just lure them in, but maybe not with sweets, but like with like a voucher for a Top Man or something, or like
it's just tits,
or just yeah. Well, just with tits, yeah. But these footballers are vulnerable.
They're vulnerable, and they just have the hottest women in the world messaging them on Instagram at all times.
That's right. Like Kyle Walker should not be on his own at any moment of the day. He should have a full-time carer who just brings him around and you eat the food. Okay, and then they see, but the titties.
Yeah,
no,
Kevin De Bruyne should just be beside him at all times.
100%.
Keeping him right.
Yeah.
Or John Stones. Just have John Stones beside Kyle Walker all the time going, no.
Just fucking...
Don't do that, lad. Come on.
But just also creasing any fucking influencers are trying to shag him.
Influencers that are coming in. If you're an influencer and you want to shag Kyle Walker, get your fucking shin pads on.
Absolutely. So
that's fucking. Although speaking of footballers, and it might have to be a Patreon bit. Yeah, we'll plug the dates and then we'll go into the Patreon.
Oh Jesus Christ!
It might have to be. There's some footballers who've lost the fucking run of themselves in the shape of Joey Barton, and it just depends what kind of like content they're consuming. If they're consuming tits, then they're likely to cheat on their wives and have a terrible time and blah 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 blah. But if they're consuming conspiracies, then they become Matt Letizia. Don't know if you've seen much of what Matt Letizia is up to.
Is Letiz?
We'll talk about it in the Patreon.
No way.
We'll talk about it in the Patreon.
Oh!
It's fucking wild.
Fuck.
Also, we'll talk in the Patreon. I'm really cool now.
What?
I'm a bad boy. I've got a tattoo.
No.
Yeah.
You got a tattoo?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off, lad. I want to get a tattoo. Now it's going to look like I'm copying you like a spastic.
We'll talk in the Patreon.
Because we both get tattooed. People are just going to be like, God, do you see the two boys? They both got tattooed. Like, we're just going to look like a pair of losers. Like. It's fuck's sake.
Just two cool boys.
Is it of
Is
like...
Is the bad boy podcast now?
Is it a tattoo of like you yourself?
I'll talk about it on the Patreon because people... I don't want to reveal what lots of people think it's of, and they're pissing me off by messaging me saying that it looks like this, but I don't want that to spread too far, but we'll go on the Patreon.
Okay, all right. We'll talk about it on the Patreon. I'm going to talk about... I was in Cork doing gigs. I was back in Ireland.
Oh, great. Well, we've both spent some time in Ireland recently.
I cried at a play.
We got him. We got him. End of podcast. My tour is about to start. Can I plug first? Because it's about to start.
Yes.
It starts tomorrow, even though this podcast won't be out for a couple of weeks. I think the one that probably is urgent and needs a good push is Birmingham. Birmingham feels like somehow the word isn't getting out there. Like, we've got big listenership in there, and like it's one of those, like, just the algorithm is just missing them. And
Where
I think
are you doing in Birmingham?
It's quite the Glee.
Yeah.
And I just think it's like quite hard to like. Do you know, it's one of my like best selling cities in the past tour and like other shit. So it's just like, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm at the point where I'm like, do I have to do a fucking sponsored Facebook ad targeted to Birmingham or whatever? And it's just
nasty.
like, you don't want to, but I guess, spread the word, tell your Birmingham people. All that stuff, other ones that probably need help. Exeter, Poole, Cambridge, Hull, Glasgow, we've added some extra shows. I don't know if they'll be sold out. They went on sale today at the time of recording, so in like 2 weeks time they might have gone, but we'll see. I'm recording my special in Glasgow on the 21st of April.
Where?
At Oranmore. It's cool. I'm gonna spend all my money on making it look good. And then I'm trying for America. I'm gonna just sort of fucking visa myself. I'm just gonna make it happen. It's gotta be doable.
Yeah.
Can't be as hard as I think it is.
Just to do your tour there.
Yeah.
Right.
It should be doable. Canada, I'm going to try for Australia. Basically, the thought is at the minute that we're going to extend the tour like fuck and just fuck the Fringe. I'll go up for a bit, but I'm not shitting out another show that fucking quickly. But anyway, all the tickets to the UK and Ireland are currently on sale. Hopefully there'll be a few more. Europe will be coming very, very soon. The plan is to do Zurich, Berlin, Barcelona, Rome, Rotterdam, Amsterdam. I think those will be in May, and the tickets might be on sale by the time this comes out.
Nice.
But come see the tour and sign up to the Patreon, patreon.com/parenting. Mikey's on tour.
Okay, I'm on tour. Extra shows that have been added. An extra one in Edinburgh, extra one in Dublin, an extra one in Glasgow, Bristol. A London extra one's coming. London sold out. Which ones need attention? Port Rush and Newry gone. Pull them.
Fuck it.
I'd had enough of it. And so anyone who had tickets there, just message
Just
me.
go
I'll
to
get you tickets
Belfast.
for like Belfast, or Derry's still up, Oma's still up. For now. And no, I'll be doing that much. I'll do that much. But they're doing all right. But other than that, in the UK, what needs a bit of a haul? People fucking buy some tickets. Everyone's kind of doing okay.
Everywhere's
in the UK.
grand. Like, to clarify, like, everywhere's grand. We've spoken
Ah,
about
you're
this
struggling.
before.
You're struggling. But other than that, yes, Dublin one, get fucking tickets. That's they're going fast at the minute. The Whelan's one, Cork one. I just ordered a Cork and Galway shows are now available.
Unreal.
Go
Where are
get
you doing?
tickets? And in Cork, I'm just doing the
Collins?
no, because
The Roundy?
The Roundy.
It's great. Great
The
room.
Roundy's a great room. I'm going to be there on the 1st of June, 7 o'clock. Those tickets are going to go fucking fast. So that's go get them. And also Galway to King's Head. Fucking get tickets for there.
Oh, tell you what
Dolan's.
we'll talk
Come
about on the Patreon. I went to the King's Head and saw Tommy Tiernan do a work in progress at 1 p.m. and it was class.
Really?
Yeah.
Unreal.
Buzzing to do that room. It's class. Have you been there before?
no.
Classroom. You're going to have a class time. Buy all the
Sick.
tickets.
Bye.
Sign up to the Patreon, patreon.com/parenting.
Parenting.
Bye.
Up to lads. Bye.